Hi, Rebecca Kahn, Transformational Life Coach here. I help teens, young adults handle stress, anxiety, and panic. We try to release that anxiety and that panic so they can move beyond it and become resilient and confident in whatever they want to do. I also have parents who um, who I teach them how to better handle themselves so they can support their teen or young adult more when they are struggling with that. So last week was week 2. This week is week 3. And we worked on character strengths last week. So the VIA Institute, VIA Character Strength Survey is what we did. And I hopefully you downloaded and that link that I gave you, and you took your character strength test, and you know now what your major character strengths are. And what we found is that positive psychology has been using these character strengths for a couple decades now, and they've just come out with that when they use these character strengths and they do research based on those, that it really they act as buffers. Once we use them correctly, they can act as buffered against mental illnesses. The courage, the kindness, hope, honesty, all of these character strengths are there to protect us from, I think, from ourselves a lot of times and from negativity all around us. Okay. And I think that they're really important. So download them. If you didn't do the survey, download that link and do that survey. So this week, I want to tell you how you can use those strengths to feel better. And there are all kinds of studies that show that you can feel better if you pay attention to these strengths. It's kind of like when you have a garden and you pay attention to it and you just do a little watering every now and then, it will bloom. If you ignore it, then, weeds get in there. So we don't want the weeds to get in there. We want to make sure that we're watering it. So during these stressful times, so what we've found is that, we feel so overwhelmed, we feel disengaged, we feel hopeless. We're in a quarantine still. We've got a pandemic going on, and we will for the next couple months now. And, it's not, quote, normal yet. But what tends to happen is that fear takes over. And it takes over ourselves. And we also pick it up from others. We see it, we hear it, we can't help but sense it in others, especially if we're watching the news or being on social media too much. One huge tip that I can give everybody is limit your time with what you are absorbing into yourself, into your psyche. Limit your news time, limit your social media time. A lot of what they try to do is stir up our fear, so we watch more. So we're being played a little bit with that. All right, but during these, during these turbulent times, we kind of focus a little bit more on what's wrong and not what's strong. So I want you to kind of have some awareness of what is strong for you and how you can use that strength to get you through these kind of crazy times, right? So during these stressful times, these are some of the character strengths that I find useful. Hope, of course, we want to kind of get on that. Kindness of others and of yourself, right? Perseverance, of course, staying at it. Humor, of course. Humor can be used so many different ways to help people connect with others, to have a sense of belonging. And of course, social intelligence, right? You can use all of those. Actually, I would imagine that you can use all 24 of your character strengths to help you through these trying times. Then I work with a lot of people who are anxious or who are feeling anxious. In my view, anxiety is a feeling that should be flowing through you. So a lot of my social anxiety, which is, social anxiety, my teens and young adults who feel anxious in a social setting. What we found and what the studies have shown is that a lot of times they're kind of overusing or underusing their character strengths. So with that, like they're overusing their social intelligence by kind of looking at people and misreading what they're seeing. So if somebody is, kind of glances at them and then looks away, they might take that as, oh my God, they hate me. They really might take that as too much. They analyze more than they need to. So they're kind of overworking that. They're overusing it. And then the next one is that they're overusing is humility, which is, kind of like not tooting our own horn, right? So a lot of times when we are feeling anxious, we kind of don't toot our own horn. We kind of let ourselves be less than. We don't share in our strengths, which really deprives people of getting to know you. So it's like too much. We do need to share about ourselves and how we are and our strengths and our goodness with other people. So notice that. And then we also are underutilizing zest and energy. Now, we're all connected by energy. And a lot of times, and I'm not saying that you have to go out and be, oh, rah, 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 I'm the best ever, but when we come across with low zest and low energy, it comes across as that we're not contributing, that we don't have anything to share, that we're not informative, that we're not interesting, right? So if you find yourself in this situation, see what you can do to kind of amp up the zest a little bit. And that might be, that might just be going and doing some jumping jacks before you get in with somebody. At least that way you're kind of pumped up a little bit. And then, of course, we're so anxious that we forget about humor. And then we lose that connection with other people. So, again, just sometimes just trying to find something to lighten up the load, find something to giggle about and to kind of laugh about and see the humor in some situations. Because let me tell you, living a life these days, we have to have humor. It is funny. And some of the things that we do are so funny. I crack myself up all the time. I don't think that my kids make fun of me. My husband makes fun of me and everything else. But you know what? If you can crack yourself up and if you can be a little bit lighthearted and not take things so seriously, sometimes that's just what we need to let our anxiety go and to become less anxious. Okay? So comment down below. Let me know what you think. What are you thinking? And also, it has been shown that if you take each day, if you take the next week and pick one of your character strengths and every single day find a different way to use that character strength every day for 7 days, it can actually increase your well-being for like 5 to 6 months. So that's your assignment. Every day, pick a character strength and use it for 7 days. Every day, find a different way to use it. And write it down, notice it, write it down, and even share it. Share it with other people. Share it with me. Maybe your whole family can do this with you. All right? So hopefully that helps, and let me know what I can do for you. We'll see you next week where we'll be on week 4, and we're going to dive deep into anxiety, stress, panic, and what your mind is doing to protect you. And that's why it's having you feel this, okay? Namaste.